As Papi, he may be knocked out of the tournament, but he's still with us in spirit. As Spirit isn't here either. It's fine. We're getting into the upper semifinals. Oh, my apologies. Predictions, of course. Do you have to pay out the predictions in the chat and set this new series up? I do need a moment here. Un momento, por favor. There we go. If you are in the chat, predictions are now open. So place your bets on who you believe will take it here. Predictions open. There we go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlet, we have our Polish Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Platinum Esports. It is Aristori. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss Polish player. The blue Polish Protoss player. There we go. The alliteration is real. Representing Team Blazer, it is Krystianer. Let's go. Can we stop the PvP finals? Can Aristori bring it back and pull off a bit of an upset? That is the question. Aristori, he has been improving quite a bit over time. Over the past couple of months, Aristori has been getting better and better and better results. It's been very impressive to see the growth of Aristori. But I would still say that players like Geralt, like Krystianer, like Papi even, they're still a little bit more favored here. We'll see if Aristori can pull off something crazy and pull off an upset. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. For now, it's going to be a hatch gas pull, standard opener out of our Zerg player. Meanwhile, Krystianer back at home going for a gate expand into the cyber core. Now, Krystianer has a very trendy build that other Polish players have been adapting as well. If you were here earlier today when we casted Nurcio, we casted, I believe, Nurcio versus... Let me just double check the bracket. Nurcio versus Papi. Papi whipped it out. It's going for a Stargate opener into Twilight Council, into Forge, of course, into early Immortal production. You go into earlier Immortals, you invest into Archons, and you go into Storm, and you build up like a death ball of an Archon Immortal Storm composition. And you snowball out of control. It's a build and it's a composition that Krystianer used to beat a laser. Like a lasers fall into it. And you don't get much better than that when it comes to Polish Zerg players. So I'm sure we'll see it at some point in this series. It's something that Krystianer is very fond of. He can also play standard, don't get me wrong. But I'm sure we'll see that, that Krystianer death ball at some point. I'm sure we will see it. As for now, he's going to be scouting across the map with his Adept. We do have our Stargate on the way. It's going to be for initial Oracle production to harass across the map to keep tabs on the Zerg player. And it's going to be on Aristori to defend, to minimize his losses, to keep up with the blows here of Krystianer. And here we go. We have our first 2 Adepts rocking up. As a reminder, 2 Adepts do one-shot drones. Lings are in position. 1 drone goes down. Almost getting a second as we shade into the main base. We get a second. We get a 3rd drone as well. Very good shuffling there by Krystianer. Very nice control as he does minimize his damage. And he will get 6 drones in total. Very well done there by Krystianer. 6 drones for 2 Adepts. Worth it. And we're not done. We're moving out with our Oracle. And there's that robo that we spoke about. It's going to be a robo before Twilight Council. We're getting ready for the Immortals. Oracle dives in. We get 1 drone. Barely a second. Oh, as we take a lot of hits. Take a lot of damage. Being forced into the corner. Now, we'll see where we take this. As we're going for an early gateway explosion. We're delaying the 3rd base. This looks like a 2-base all-in. But Krystianer, he's very fond of delaying his 3rd and taking it a little bit later. We'll see if it's a delayed 3rd or not. As he only invested into 1 Oracle. Didn't make a second. Prism is on the way. We're committing. Okay. We're going for the War Prism. We're going for a delayed Archon drop. Okay. Do you recall this? We're expanding. We're taking a 3rd. As I mentioned, Krystianer, he's very fond of delaying his 3rd base, and it should soon be on the way. There is a War Prism on the horizon, that is true, but this is... Oh, as the probe goes down. But this is going to be for an Archon drop. With High Templar. We should be warping in High Templar. Overlord gets hunted down. And that Templar Archives finishing up just in time for the warp in. Just in time. We do have a couple of Adepts on the right-hand side. High Templar, they're on the way for those Archons. So this is a delayed Archon drop, basically. The way you would usually, traditionally get into this is with a Dark Shrine opener, with a Twilight Council. It was delayed because of the Stargate. Again, very Krystianer-esque. It's very Krystianer. As he is going to be looking to trade with the Queens, with the Lings, with the drones. With whatever he can. Adepts a shade in. Aristori getting pulled apart here. Another 3, another 4 drones go down. Big stasis here in the main base. Oh my god. Stage trap goes off. We catch the Queen. Drones are falling. Roaches are falling as well. And again, this is only meant to harass, but this is doing more than harass. This is dealing some critical damage. As the stasis runs out, we catch the drones. They stack up. No! They stacked for a moment there. 17 drones go down. And we can always just pick up. There's no anti-air. 18 drone kills. Behind this, Krystianer is getting his third base up and running. We spoke about the Immortal heavy composition. We already have 2. Second Immortal's on the way. Working towards the Forge +1. And Storm as well. Again, this is kind of Krystianer's go-to in PvZ. Building up Immortals, Archons, and eventually Chargelots and Storm. And Krystianer, he's thriving. He's up to 62 workers compared to the 50 of Aristori. The 49 even. And what's crazy is that the Archon harass hasn't ended. We get an Overlord, we supply block Aristori. Looking at the trades here, look at how much value we've gotten. We've gotten 29 drone kills for 4 Adepts and 1 Oracle. Like, we've been so efficient here, and we're not done. The power of the Archon drop. As their shields are a resource, and as long as they have shields, we can pop off. Reinforcing with Zealots, canceling the 4th base. Krystianer just having his way with this. May bleed out of... Nah, we're fine. I was like, we may lose an Archon. Nah, we should be able to escape without any issue. And here come those Immortals. We're hitting a little bit earlier. You can see here we have a second Robo on the way. Like, we can still build up towards the mid-game for a later push, but I think Krystianer knows how ahead he is. He knows that he can just move out here and now with 3 Immortals. The Death Ball is here. GG gets called as we don't even get that final fight, and Krystianer takes game number 1. GG. Again, a very dominant game there out of Krystianer from the get-go. The Adept harass, the Oracle harass, the Archon harass. Let's just step by step picking Aristori apart. Now again, it is risky because the downside of this build from Krystianer is that your third is late, so you have to get damage done. But he did. There's a lot of pressure on the Protoss to gain value just because of how late his third is, and yeah, with that he was able to snowball out of control. Was worth it in the end. And now we're settling into game 2. Can we bounce back? Can we force an ace match? I want to believe we can. I want to believe that Aristori can bounce back. And hopefully he's okay, because that was a brutal game. Again, StarCraft, more than anything, is also a bit of a mental battle. Like, you have to be able to shake off a loss like that, reset your mindset, come into this with a cool, calm, and collected head, and try to bounce back. Easier said than done. But I want to believe. As here we go, we're getting into this, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our red Zerg player representing Platinum Esports. He has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. The pressure is on. It is Aristori. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Blazer, leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from advancing on to the grand finals. Can we stop the PvP finals, or is it inevitable in the Polish region? It is Krystianer. Let's go. Let us go. It's catching up. Do you have Aristori going for a hatch first? Is going to be hatch gas pool out of our Zerg player. Gate expand from Krystianer. When it comes to our Protoss players build, I expect the same. I expect another Stargate into Oracle, into Immortals, into Archons. There's no reason to really deviate here for Krystianer. Instead, my eyes are on Aristori. Again, we need to tighten up our defenses early on against Adept and Oracle Harass. Because even though the build was popping off for Krystianer, it was the early game aggression and harassment that really set Krystianer up for success. With his Adept and Oracle Harass, but we'll see. We'll see if we can tighten things up. For now, Probe is just going to be scouting, going to be confirming, making sure that there's no earlier tech and earlier gases. Making sure that everything is as it should be. As we're settling into Game 2. As a reminder, Geralt is waiting for the win of this series in the finals. So we do have a Protoss confirmed. At least one. Geralt's going to be getting across the map. It is going to be the Adept first here out of Krystianer. There are players that like going Stalker first, but it's going to be the Adept to scout and harass across the map. Behind this, there's that Stargate that we spoke about for Oracle production. And we'll see if Krystianer goes for a singular Oracle again, or if he invests into additional Oracles. We shall see. Adept is shading across the map. Moving on out. Likewise, Aristori waiting at home, ready to receive. Again, the first Adept isn't really too threatening. It's about the second Adept. It's about the double Adept timing. Two Adepts, they one-shot drones. They are quite terrifying and threatening to the mineral line here of Aristori. We have to be able to keep up. And we are making an extra pair of lings. There we go. We do threaten the shade. Lings are on the hunt. They're going to be chasing this down. There is one queen in the main base. We commit to the shade, though. We get one. We get two drones. Much better movement here with these lings. We do get a third and a fourth. Oh, not quite a fourth drone. A bit of mistargeting there. Krystianer gets 3 drones, which is okay. But if you saw, there was one wave, there was one volley that actually connected with the queen, which is why the queen is weakened. That could have been one extra drone. Every drone does count here in the early game. Here comes the Oracle follow-up. We do manage to get two more drones to add on to that kill count. Not bad, but good positioning with Aristori. He does deal some hull damage to the Oracle. Back at home, once again, Robo and Twilight Council. We are going for the same build 2 games in a row. This is going to be for the Warp Prism, for eventually some Archon Harass. We're going for a delayed third base. This is not a 2-base all-in, but this is committed. It is going to be committed nonetheless. And what's important here is that this time Krystianer doesn't get too much damage done. Last game, he killed 4 drones with his first 2 Adepts, and he was able to wreak quite a lot of havoc with his Oracle. This time, Aristori, he's doing a much better job defending. But this is only Phase 1. This is only Phase 1. Phase 2 is the Archon. And there it is. Templar Archives on the way. War Prism as well. The Archon drop is upon us. Delayed third bases now thrown down. This time, there are no lings to deny the third. Bear that in mind. So a cleaner third base timing. Adepts say shade in, but they get caught out. Yeah, big overextension by Krystianer. Baited into the shade. Shuts down both Adepts. Again, a very clean defense here by Aristori. Telling you, sometimes you just need that fire lit under you. So far, so good. But now, here comes the next step, the next phase. The Archon drop. It's going to be juggling forward. Queens are in position. Good target firing on the Prism. Good positioning overall here by Aristori. That Prism getting very low. Yeah, we're forced to pick up, forced to get the hell out of here. We do not get into the mineral line. Damage is denied. And Aristori, he holds onto his drones. He's happily saturating his third base. Gases are on the way. Again, a much cleaner defense. Very impressive. And all it took was one game to adapt here to Krystianer. Behind this, we're going for a Hydrogen. That is catching me a little bit off guard. Okay, we get the fast Hydrogen here from Aristori. This could lead into fast Lurkers or just Roach Hydra. Oracle slipping in. Getting one, getting two drones, but oh, we overextended. We lose the Oracle. That was not worth it. That was 4 drone kills in total with the Oracle. Prism takes a lot of hits. Again, Aristori shutting down the aggression of Krystianer this time. Mate, he was angry. He was upset after game 1. Saying, never again will you pull me apart like that. Ooh, as the Prism once again takes a bit of hull damage. So close to going down. And now Krystianer has to work on the next step. Now, what I will say is, as a reminder, I was talking last game, game 1, about how this leads into Charge and Storm. And we never got there. We never got to Charge and Storm. We're getting there this time. You can see Storm is on the way. Charge +1. Second robo for double robo Immortal production. For mass Immortal. This is the build that we typically see come to fruition. This was cut short in game 1 because Aristori died before Krystianer can really get this going. But now we can really see this build at its full force. And this is what is terrifying, is the mass Immortal. So we're going to be staying on 3 bases, slowly taking a 4th. It's slow and steady here from Krystianer. He's only harassing with the Archons, and he's building up that death bull of an army. Now, how many Immortals do we have? We're on 4 Immortals currently. We usually push out with 5. Yeah, we're only moving out to establish the base. Trying to, at least. Archon drop does get into the main. We catch some Hydras. Expensive losses here. A couple of Hydras do get picked off. Larva as well. Not bad. Not a bad drop. We have a Zealot run by moving forward. Forced to recall the Prism. 4th base is on the way. And as we're working on the 4th, we have +2. And there it is. The Immortals. They are building up. And there's going to be a lot of them. Just you wait. I think at most we've seen like 9 Immortals, maybe up to 12. For now we're on 6, soon to be 8 Immortals. I believe we usually push out with 8. We have 8 Immortals. We have how many High Templar? 6 High Templar, each with at least 1 Storm. The Northern 4th is denied. Or delayed. And here we go. We are pushing out with quite a death bull of an army. Aristori, you can see he's rushing into that Lurker den, but he doesn't have enough time. The army's here. The army has arrived. We're pushing forward. There's so many Hydras. They're so vulnerable to storms. Ay, ay, ay. And show us the storms. They do connect. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3 storms. We have 3 left. There's a 4th storm. We have a 5th and a 6th storm. And the army melted. There's nothing left. It crumbles before the storm, and we still have a massive Immortal army behind it. Chargers are coming in to reinforce. GG gets called. And Krystianer takes the series 2-0. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. That is the real power of that build. It isn't the Archon harass. It isn't the earlier push. No. It's the 8 Immortal, 6 High Templar mass Storm army. It's crazy. And you can see that the Hydras, they just melt. They just melt against the storms. Against that kind of army, you do need Lingbane Roach Ravager, and you need to slow it down. You need to engage it in the center of the map. You need to slow it down. You need to force out storms early on. You need to engage with the army, buy time. We saw that Aristori did not engage with Krystianer until Krystianer was already knocking down his door. He was already on the base, on creep, in front of that hatchery before we engaged, and by the time we did, I mean, again, there was just no room to work with. We could not kite from that point. If we tried to kite away, then we just throw away a base, and we lose our economy, and it was just a brutal position there from Aristori. Was a brutal position, and with that, we have our finals. We have our grand finals. Let's go. Arguably, the top 2 Protoss in all of Poland are facing off in a PvP. It's going to be Geralt versus Krystianer. Let's go.